everyone, and welcome to the 2025 BAFTA Games Awards. I'm Lucy James.
And I'm Jane Douglas. Welcome back, everybody. We're so back.
We're so back. We are here again on the red carpet. We are so excited to not only be here and celebrate the best games of the last 12 months, but to, more importantly, to chat to the people who made them. So we have an incredible lineup of people. We can kind of get a sneak preview of the queue of who is going to be coming in. Some highlights, we've got the folks from Sea of Thieves, Ninja Theory, maybe even some people from an upcoming TV show. We'll have to wait and see.
There is an ocean of VIPs just off camera over here, and we are going to be talking to as many of them as we can in the next thrilling 55 hot minutes. Lucy.
Yes.
What are you excited to see win awards here tonight?
You know what? I think anyone could guess. I love Thank Goodness You're Here. I'm a northerner, so I have to be able to say that I really love Thank Goodness You're Here, and to see it get so many nominations, including a friend of ours who came through the trenches of games media, as we all have, John Blythe, been nominated for his performance as Big Ron and his Big Pies. Nothing short of incredible, so fingers crossed for him tonight.
If you check out his brand new IMDb page, he has one role and one nomination, which I think is an outstanding career as an actor.
Hey.
Retire now undefeated. I mean, that would be fine as well. For me, I mean, Hellblade, obviously, I think we're going to be talking to a representative for Hellblade imminently, but also, I mean, Balatro, come on.
So you're a Balatro person?
If I wasn't here, I would be at home playing Balatro.
As someone who flies and travels a lot, thank you to Local Thunk, wherever you may be, for that game, because it has saved me many a time. I actually think we may have our first guests lining up on the carpet. If you want to come over.
Step over here. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, Jessica. You look amazing, Dan.
Hi.
We're just going to pop you over here because we're talking to this camera down here.
So we have Dan Pinchbeck and Jessica Curry from the Chinese room. We're getting told to shuffle over this way, so
Let's
come
shuffle,
on, gang.
everybody. TV tight, we call this. Yeah?
I've done this before.
All right.
Sorry.
Multiple nominations this evening. It must be very exciting, an exciting evening for you.
Yeah, it really, really is. So I left the Chinese room a couple of years ago and left the game part finished, and the team picked up that ball and ran with it, and they did a brilliant job. So really hope for them it's a great evening.
And Jessica.
Dan is so modest.
Isn't he?
He is really, really. It's a main marital argument.
You're too modest, honey.
He never takes any credit for what he's done. He created the game, he wrote the game, he got it through to Alpha. I love you and I'm really proud of you. And it's your night as well. I love you.
Thank you.
That is what
That's so beautiful.
That is it's so lovely to hear. And obviously tonight is all about uplifting and celebrating games. What have the two of you been playing that you are really excited to see hopefully take some awards home tonight?
Oh, that's such a good question.
I think I'm always really, really happy when indie games do well. I think they're the real bedrock and lifeblood of the industry, and I think they make amazing things without any of the sort of like the budgets, the resources that a lot of us are, in bigger companies are used to. So anything basically that's small and made from the heart, I think that's what I always want to see take home a BAFTA.
100%.
And I'm very, very excited to be giving the Fellowship Award to Yoko Shimomura tonight.
We were going to
That's
ask
why
you
I'm here,
about
baby,
this.
because she's my hero.
I hope you don't mind us sharing, but we were backstage and we could hear you talking. And
It was really
extremely moving.
I wasn't really cringe.
No, absolutely not. But you were pouring out your admiration, which I think is so beautiful here on the night of the BAFTA Games Awards.
Did you see her just sort of start to go backwards slightly before I talked? I was like, don't overwhelm this amazing woman. There's so few women still writing music for games. It's getting better, but like I said to her, having role models that I have looked up to, it's so important to go, you can do this. And her music is phenomenal. I'm also a presenter and I've played her music countless times on radio for a reason, because she's just incredible at what she does.
I can step in and berate Jess for modesty now as well, because
let's
she's
go.
also a role model for so many
Yes.
women that are writing music in games. So yeah.
This is a healthy relationship, I've got to say.
good,
The amount
isn't
you're
it?
bigging
Yeah.
each other up, I love that. Well, thank you both so much.
Thank you. I hope it's a really good night for everyone. It's
Yes.
a brilliant
And for
evening.
you. And for Still Wakes the Deep, obviously.
Yes, of
we
course.
are.
Thank you.
Come on,
yeah.
Dan.
Hopefully it'll pick up a few. It'll be very nice.
And continue to have a beautiful date night.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It's not bad, really. Actually,
not
it's
really
taking
good.
us go. Can't complain.
Red
So I've been
carpet.
really ill, so we spent a lot of time in hospital. So to be out together tonight that's why we're a bit more emotional, I think, than normal, because this is like back to fun and life and a bit of creativity. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's
Thanks
been
for
wonderful.
being here. Enjoy and good
Thank
luck.
you. Bye.
See you.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye. Bye, Dan. Bye, Jessica. That was Dan and Jessica for Still Wakes the Deep. Multiple nominees this evening.
Yes, I mean, obviously when they were working at the Chinese room, multiple BAFTAs have gone to that studio for games in the past, and they are some of my favorites. So very lucky to be able to speak with them tonight. Next up, we're going to bring out Dom Matthews from the Hellblade 2 team. Dom, if you want to...
Get over here. Come on in. Take a spot. Hi, Dom. Hi. Congratulations on 11 nominations this evening at the BAFTA Games Awards.
Yeah, it's super proud to just be here and be part of it, and those nominations I think is a testament to the hard work of the team.
And the quantity of the nominations, what was the reaction like at the studio?
Pretty incredible. I mean, I was watching it on one of our character artists' screen, and I think everyone was getting annoyed because I was kind of screaming at every single one that came in. So by the end, there were, 11 screams, because we've got 11 nominations in 10 categories.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah.
And obviously Hellblade, no stranger to the BAFTAs.
Yeah, we
Nice
were
to
here
be
in
back.
2018, so
Indeed.
yeah, we were here then and managed to pick up 5 awards. So
Just a
lovely to be
couple.
back. Just a couple, but lovely to be back. And I think this is all about elevating games, onto a new platform with BAFTA behind it to make people kind of wake up and realise just the quality of games that are being created and the good that they're doing.
And also, I mean, it's huge that Ninja Theory is a British studio. It is the British Academy of TV and Games and Movie Awards. And so, I mean, what does it say that you are a British studio? Is like really kind of showing everyone that the UK is an amazing place to make games.
Yeah, and I think the important thing for me is actually I really want the next generation of developers out there to watch this and see the amazing games that are made on their doorstep, and then the next time a parent or a teacher tells them that being a game developer is not a career, they can point to this and say that one day I'm going to do that. I think that's what this is all about.
And also, all the best for tonight. Is there any particular award that you and the studio are kind of really gunning for?
I think for me personally, the Games Beyond Entertainment is a really special one. We've got some amazing collaborators in neuroscience and in the mental health community, and I think being able to honour them with an award would be really special, but I'll take any of them.
Does that speak to you like your proudest achievement with Hellblade 2? Like, what would you say is that the part that you're proudest of?
Yeah, the connection that players make with the character and with the world, that's always the most valuable thing. I think when we hear that people feel like Senua is a friend or someone that they can really relate to, that's the magic, that's the thing that I love. If there's just one person out there that we can make that connection with, then that's really special.
And you must hear that in the reaction from the fans. Do you get personal stories? I feel like people must be like reaching out to the studio to tell them how it's touched them.
We do. We get incredible stories from people. We get letters sent in the post, emails, phone calls. People just stop me at events like this and tell me their story, and it's given people the confidence to come and talk about their experiences, which is what I think we need to do. It tells me that people need to be given that confidence to talk about their own experiences, and I think Hellblade, in a small way, has done that for people.
And I feel like the discourse around mental health, if you'll allow me, has really changed in the last several years since Hellblade 1. How do you think Hellblade 2 kind of moves that story along, or is that sort of incidental?
Yeah, no, I think what we have in Hellblade and in Senua is a character experiences psychosis, which is quite a specific set of experiences, although for people, of course, it's always unique. So what we're talking about is, yes, it's within the scope of mental health, but mental health is so broad. So I think there's more to be told there in video games about mental health, because the experiences can be so wide-ranging for people.
And before we let you go and enjoy the rest of the evening, obviously, game came out last year. What does it feel like now? It's in the rearview mirror a little bit. Is the studio looking ahead? Is BAFTA kind of the last celebration for Hellblade 2, or is it, just another point on the journey as you all continue forward?
No, tonight's really, really special. The BAFTAs are really the one for me because, like I say, it is about elevating games onto a new platform. So proud to be here, but I wake up every morning thankful that I get to work in video games.
Well, thank you so much. Best of luck tonight.
Yeah, best of luck.
Thanks
Have
a lot.
great evening, Dom.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay. Big hitters.
Yes.
Still Wakes the Deep. Hellblade 2.
Hellblade 2.
Many, many nominations. There are 41 games nominated here. So game after game deserving of all their nominations and awards. But who's it going to be? Next up on the red carpet, we have Tom McKay from Kingdom Come Deliverance. You know him as Henry. Welcome. Come on. Get in here. Hey, you too.
How you doing?
Yeah, very well.
Good.
Looking great.
Thank you very much.
Feeling
Enjoying
good?
the sunshine. Yeah, feeling very good. It's
finally,
We
yeah.
lucked out because for a
we did.
moment there it was not looking.
Well, I was just
quite as
asking
nice.
someone what the plan B was if it rained, but I think I might be tempting those rain clouds if I do that. So I won't ask that question.
No, I mean, what a year for you already. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has not only been a critical and commercial success, but it just seems to have been the only thing all of my group chats are talking about.
Oh, well,
so
I'm very happy to hear
congratulations.
that. Oh, thank you. I'm very happy to hear that. I have to say, I mean, the response has been the kind of key win for all of us. I think, like for the studio and for everyone involved. Ultimately, we can do all the work on it. We can, have the reviews, whatever it might be. But ultimately, it's about the players and the conversations that you're talking about on WhatsApp chats and all, that sort of thing. That's the real rewards. And genuinely, that's been overwhelming, the level of support that we've had. So we're really, really grateful for that.
How do you approach a role that's historic? Obviously, you're not going for like true historic accuracy, but as an actor, are you playing with that, or are you just like, he doesn't know it's the old
Yeah,
days?
that's a really good question. I think as the actor, mostly the second one actually, that you go, there's an extent to which at a certain point you have to take a dramatic leap of faith, and it's make-believe. But I will say, the studio do take the historical accuracy really seriously. I mean,
yes.
and they so they do a huge amount of work. They've got lots of people in house who are doing all that stuff, which then makes our job much easier because when we arrive, all we have to think about is what you were saying. Just what does he want? What's he doing? And if there are any kind of historical details that need to be covered, there's always somebody there to help you out. So yeah, I tip my hat to the studio on that one.
Has working on it made you any kind of a history buff? Are you listening to the podcast? Are you digging up, Time Team?
My Czech history has got a bit better. My Czech history was non-existent because obviously the game's set in Bohemia, like historical Bohemia. It's made in Prague, so it's very specifically and very proudly rooted in Czech history by Warhorse Studio. So yeah, I mean, my Czech history was non-existent before we started, so that's definitely got a lot better. But no, I can't pretend to be a historical expert at this point, sadly.
All right, quickly, what should we know about Czech history if we learn one fact?
Yeah.
It's really brutal.
Okay, I mean,
Really violent.
I could have
Like
guessed
most
from the
history.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically Game of Thrones. It's basically the War of the Roses. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of crossover, but it is pretty violent.
Okay, all right, understood. What was your experience like performing in the game? Like, was it day after day after day, thousands of lines in the studio? This is what I'm imagining.
Yeah, it was sort of it was two big chapters really. So the performance capture is a really lovely, collaborative, fun. It's very like theatre really. You're kind of in essentially a black box room, as you know, and there's lots of people around, and you're dressed head to toe in lycra, which is obviously ridiculous and fun.
Yeah.
So that's great. Then the voiceover, that was probably, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months of just performance capture.
Yeah.
Then the voiceover, because this game is enormous, I think there's talk that it might have the biggest script in gaming history. I don't know if that's true, not verified. But that's a very different and quite a lonely experience because you're literally in a box with two directors in a different room, and that's more of a kind of marathon effort. So it's kind of equally rewarding, but in very, very different ways, I would say.
What is the most difficult thing that people don't know about when you're acting in such a dense and a huge script, huge projects?
I think the thing with this game, particularly with this role, I think the thing that people may not know and I hadn't anticipated is because it's an open world RPG, so the player is the director, they choose where you go and who you become. So my job then as the playable character is to become every single iteration that they might choose.
No pressure.
Which is, yeah, absolutely. And most of my work is in TV and theatre, so that's not the case. It's much more linear. So that is incredibly challenging, but also probably the single most rewarding thing for me, certainly on this journey. That's been an amazing thing, and I'm really proud of what with the studio we've managed to achieve. So.
Is there any scene that like really sticks in your mind, like the performing of it? Was there something that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked a bit about this before, but the big engine of Henry's story, the character that I play, is the loss of his parents. It's not really a spoiler to say that it happens at the very beginning of the first game, and it's quite brutal, and it's kind of the fire in his belly that takes him through every single choice that he makes. And I lost my dad a long time ago, not in the same circumstances, thankfully, but obviously those kind of personal elements stick with you, and so filming those scenes where with the parents who become this kind of the fuel in the tank of his story, those were really, really memorable. Luckily, because the actors playing my parents alongside everybody else were amazing. But they're the real like anchors of both games, really.
Well, before we let you go and enjoy the evening, which game are you rooting for tonight? If you had to pick one, I know we're being mean.
I am not going to answer that question, especially when I'm presenting. I couldn't possibly pledge an allegiance. But nice try.
Damn. We'll get you next time. All right. Thank you so much.
Really nice to meet you both. Thanks for having me.
Have a lovely evening.
You
Take
too.
care.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, I mean,
Henry, he was right here.
he was here. Seriously,
weird.
genuinely, I'm check my phone and I'll have all these messages being like, I can't believe you got to meet Henry.
Oh my God. Only bloody Henry.
Only bloody Henry. Right, well, next up we have actor Adam Pearson. If you want to come on out, Adam. Oh, sorry.
Adam, welcome.
Hi, welcome.
How are we
Hi,
doing?
coming in.
Good,
We're
thank
doing
you. How are you?
good.
Good to be here. BAFTA Gaming, the sun's shining. What could possibly go wrong?
I know. We keep saying it could rain, but hopefully it won't. Well, I mean, I didn't know that you were such a big gamer. What kind of games are you playing? What are you playing right now that you're really enjoying?
Right now, Super Mario Party Jamboree is costing me a lot of friendship. Like, I'm getting at my friends. If their kids want to step up, I'll yell at them as well. And there's an old school like arcade fly. Tekken 8 has been one of the best fighting games I've played in quite some time. I think it's the best Tekken since Tekken 3.
And who's your main in Tekken?
King.
Oh, a king. Okay. All right. Love that.
I thought you were about to ask who's your main in Mario Party. I was like, hey, that does tell a lot about a person.
Yoshi.
Me too.
There we go.
Kindred spirits.
All right, we got a Yoshi King hybrid. Yeah, okay. Is there anyone you're rooting for in particular here? Any games from last year that were your absolute faves that you'd love to see recognised at the BAFTA Game Awards?
I think as like a technological achievement, I think Astrobot is remarkably good. And it's also just so adorable. Like anyone that thinks like, oh, gaming's rubbish, offensive, not creative. No, go play Astrobot and then come back to me with tears in your eyes and I'll accept your apology.
It really is the best of all worlds, like you say, technical and also being bloody adorable and beautiful. Yeah.
No, one of the things I love about Astrobot is they were always saying is that they planned it, they designed it in mind with it could be someone's first game. What is your first game that you remember playing?
Oh, wow. First game I ever played was on the Amiga 500. And it was Rainbow Island.
Oh.
On the Amiga. An oldie but a goodie. Because it came with Rainbow Island, Bubble Bobble 2, and New Zealand Stories.
And so you've always been a gamer throughout your whole life?
Yeah.
Do you have any console allegiance?
I am a Sony diehard. So I got back into Nintendo with the Switch. I didn't have a Nintendo since the Super Nintendo.
Right.
And then I got a Switch on a whim. I think I had a bad day at work and just bought one on the way home. And my mum was like, I can't believe you've done that, Adam.
I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah.
Well, you're a Mario Party fan. Are you interested in the Switch 2? Play some more Mario Party on there?
I may have already pre-ordered
Have you?
the Switch
Okay.
2 and deliberately kept it a secret from everyone that knows me.
I'm afraid it's live, so
Yeah,
the
I'm
secret
afraid.
is out.
Hey, such
Switch
a
2 is
Pearson
on
move to do.
pre-order.
Yeah, no, the magnetic Joy-Con are exciting. You can use them as mouse cursors.
Yes.
I think the mouse cursor thing is because we're getting a new version of Mario Paint from the
interesting.
Super Nintendo days.
I would love a new Mario Paint. I mean, before we let you go, other than Astrobot, what are some of the other big games that you played from the last year? Or, you can pick your other question, what game are you excited for that's either coming out this year or next?
The Helldivers is undeniable. It's all over Twitch. I love watching people play it to like varying levels of skill and credibility. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, is just, I am so bad at it. I love it, but I'm so bad at it. I've not been that annoyed at a game since Dark Souls 3.
Oh. Well, Dom is around, so
yeah, I
you
was
should
gonna
definitely
say,
take it up
you
with
can
that
air-
man.
Any
Dark Souls 3
grievances?
made me cry, it was that hard. And Hellblade 2 is doing very similar things to my psyche.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, have a wonderful evening. Thank you
lovely
so much for
evening.
talking to us. We'll see you in there. Go get some champagne.
Amazing. See you later.
Take care.
you.
Thanks, Adam.
Bye.
All right. Okay, good. The sun is shining. We're having a
gonna say, it's
glorious
lovely
time
time.
here on the red carpet.
I can see someone coming down. We will be talking to in a little bit that I think will be a very fun time.
All right, teaser. Looks like trouble.
Yes. But coming up on the carpet next, we've got Chris Kohler to talk about Tetris Forever.
Welcome.
And game.
Hi, hello.
Hello. Having a good day?
I'm having a good day, yes.
Excellent.
I almost like ran into the shot like right before you said my name, and it would
Hey,
have been
could
really
you?
awkward.
We
No,
love
it would've
that.
been
The
great.
energy. No, it's only awkward if we then say someone else's name,
Right,
and then
right,
you
right,
have to like
yes,
run
yes,
out of
yes,
the shot.
yes,
No.
yep.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's like amazing to be here. It's crazy.
Okay, Tetris Forever nominated
Yes.
for Games Beyond Entertainment because Tetris Forever is a game beyond just a game, if that's fair to say. Do you know what I mean?
I think it is. I think that Tetris is like, it's a timeless game, right?
Absolutely.
And when we named it Tetris Forever because it was, it was like this idea of, wow, this is going to be here after all of us are gone. People are still going to be playing Tetris after everybody on this red carpet has vanished from the earth. And I think that's like one of the only video games, maybe the only video game you can say about that. It's also, we're nominated for Game Beyond Entertainment because Tetris Forever specifically is an interactive documentary. It's not only it's a collection of Tetris games, but it's the story of Tetris. And it's really kind of connecting the art to the artist. We really want to talk about the fact that real people make video games. And even something as abstract or geometric like Tetris, if you understand who the person was who made it and where he was living and what the situation was and what sort of a person this is, you can see that it's really a very personal work of art. And that really applies to a lot of classic games that might seem older or obscure or abstract. This was something that somebody made and they were putting themselves into it. And a lot of times, especially with classic video games, a lot of the developers were anonymous. You never really knew about them. They weren't having the BAFTA awards yet, There was no celebration of the people making games. And so we want to go back. We want to find out, and we want to not only present that, but to present it in the best possible way, which is the form of an actual interactive video game in which you're not just hearing a story, but you're getting hands-on with history. So that's what we're trying to do.
And I know you're in the same building as the Video Games History Foundation.
We certainly are,
So
yes.
what is the collaboration like between them? How do you even start with tracking all these materials down and finding these people?
Oh, gosh. It starts with history books. It starts with, some exciting stuff happening here. It starts with refreshing myself on a lot of the history, and then, kind of asking, well, what's potentially out there? What did developers steal from work? Because so much of this
that's how you got to get it done.
Exactly. Well, it's like, how do you preserve history? Because if you leave all of that stuff sometimes, in the building, in the office building, it might go in the garbage. It might get thrown away. And so much of the history that's preserved was preserved by developers, leaving the company or getting laid off or the whole company shutting down and somebody going, whoop, and holding that in a box in their garage. And so Video Game History Foundation obviously is doing, amazing work in tracking that stuff down, making it accessible, which is the really important thing. You don't just want it to go somewhere to die. You want that information to actually be things that not only us making a commercial video game, but that researchers and, people putting together documentary films or YouTube videos or whatever it is can have access to that. And so the fact they've put a lot of their digital archives now online for anybody to access is a really amazing thing. So yes, we work very closely with the Video Game History Foundation and other organizations as well, do our own research, and anywhere we can get it, we get it, and we bring it together for you.
Is there a particular artifact, your proudest achievement that you've salvaged? Is there something in particular that you're proudest of finding?
We did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection in collaboration with Konami.
Okay.
And Konami actually did a very good job archiving a lot of its old design documents and stuff like that. But of course, since it's Ninja Turtles, it could never see the light of day again until there was an officially licensed Ninja Turtles product. And so we actually, this was during COVID, they have a facility somewhere in Japan. I don't know where it is. I don't get to go. Our producer working on the project isn't even allowed to go into this building. But one of the people who was, got in there and just scanned what ended up being just thousands of pages of design documents. And it was very elaborate design documents done by, again, formerly anonymous, Japanese game developers who were working at Konami in the 80s, in the 90s, and you can see how they were putting together these legendary games. And so we actually really ballooned up the size of this game by putting in super high-res scans of everything. So, again, it's why when people are like, well, I'm downloading this game, it's 5 gigabytes. These are old Super Nintendo games. It's yes, it's half a gig of games and emulators. and then 4.5 gigs of super high res development and design art, which again, it's amazing to get to look at that kind of stuff. So to be able not only to find it, but then the benefit of essentially being, you know, a commercial game developer, to be able to bring it to people. It's like, I really feel a responsibility that when because I see this stuff in the production of the game, and I'm like, I need to get this out to people, as much of it as I humanly possibly can shove in.
Well, it's such important work when you think about like the history of film and how much of early cinema has been lost.
Yes!
Like, we're in a period right now when we can be saving that early gaming history.
Exactly, and we do have to save it. I mean, preservation, I think a lot of people think that something is like, oh, preserved. There is no such word as preserved. Like, preservation is an ongoing process. There have been people who are like, oh, we preserved all of these films, and then because the films are on like nitrite, they spontaneously combust, and there's a fire and the whole building burns down, and they're like, oh no. And there's also people who think, oh, well, it's okay, we put it all digital, right? It's all digital. Well, guess what? 10, 15 years down the line, the people who digitize everything are like, oh, we digitized it using the standards of our time, and now it's in 480p instead of 4K. Oh, and also it's all on zip disks or something like that, and nobody has the hardware to get it off anymore. So people started to come around and say, oh, physical preservation is also extremely important, because you can't just scan it and be done. And it's just this ongoing process. And even if you have the facilities and the process to do it, it costs money. So people need to be donating to, you know, organizations like the Video Game History Foundation, like the Strong Museum in Rochester, you know, New York, to actually just like support the active, ongoing preservation of stuff.
Well, Chris, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening tonight. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. It's so
lovely
great to
chatting
be
to
here, to, you know, representing in this way. It's awesome. Yeah, thanks.
All right, have
Thank
a
you so
wonderful evening. Enjoy some champagne. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much,
much.
Chris. All right,
Thanks.
take care. All right, we'll send you off this way if that's okay.
All
Okay.
right. Okay. I know he's right behind us. He's taking some photos. But next up, we do have the host of tonight's awards, Phil Wang.
This guy, he's there. He's joining
getting
us
some pictures.
shortly.
I'm going to yeet my cards over there. I
Don't
feel
need
like I
them.
don't need them anymore.
Don't need them. The wheels are off. Yeah.
But I love that we got to chat about video game preservation, because it is something that is so important. And we've moving a little bit towards the camera because we have
We're going to drift in. We're going to drift to the left.
All right.
Okay.
Phil Wang, if you would like to come out and chat with us. Hello.
Phil, welcome back. How the hell are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
How you doing?
Yeah, very well. We're having a lovely
The sun's
evening
right in
here.
your eyes.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
It
I'm
gives us
enjoying
gives us a nice little smize going
Yeah,
on.
and it was very cold earlier, so I'll take it, honestly. All right.
Yeah.
What are you rooting for? You're probably not allowed to say, but
I'm not. I'm
what
rooting,
did you play and
I'm rooting
enjoy
for video.
last
I'm rooting
year?
for video games.
as a
I'm rooting for
concept,
us.
as a medium.
I'm rooting for BAFTA.
We're
I'm
all
rooting
the
for this
winner.
beautiful spring.
Okay.
What
all right.
have I played? I've
What have you
played-
been playing lately?
Lately, I'm already on to next year.
You're playing next year's games.
Yeah, I'm getting ahead of it.
You've got
I was gonna
GTA
say, wait.
6 and
yeah, I got an early release.
keep it to
Hook us
yourself.
up. You got a man on the inside.
Yeah, I got the VR experience. This year I played Blatro,
Yeah.
Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Space Marine 2, Animal Well. I might play them all.
All
It Still
right.
Wakes the Deep. Thank
Yeah.
goodness you're here. Yeah, a bumper crop.
Shout out. Yeah,
gonna say.
absolutely.
Bumper crop.
Can't ask you for your favorite. You did a killer job hosting the awards last year.
Oh, thanks, Lucy.
The jokes were thick and fast, very, very good.
Yeah.
Do you feel a kind of pressure coming in to hosting a second time,
Well,
testing out new material?
yeah. Well, it's good having one under the belt. I feel like I know the rhythm of it. I know
Yeah.
the tone of it. I know which references to go for. But I think it's always tough. Video games are so full of references. You could speak about so many elements of it, and you don't know necessarily which one is going to ring the most with people. But I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a good night. I think the jokes are pretty funny. At least they made me laugh in my room when I wrote them.
Would you say it's particularly hard to write jokes about video games as a
I think it
subject?
is.
Yeah.
I think it is because I think you can be a gamer and know nothing about some games.
Correct.
Whereas if you're into film, you know every reference of every movie that year. With video games, because games can suck you in and take up so much time that you can be an expert in one game and know no references about another. So finding jokes where the references work both in the room here and to the audience watching at home, I think is a little trickier with video games than TV and film. But it's a unique challenge, it's a fun challenge, and what opportunities do you get to make jokes about games on such a big stage, you know?
And if you hit a really, really specific joke, there will be 5 people in the audience for whom it's really, really,
Really
hard.
good.
Yeah,
They'll laugh
yeah.
the loudest.
Niche of a niche.
I had a couple of those moments last year for sure.
Oh, you took a note. You're
Yeah,
like, do
yeah.
that again, maybe, for those 5 people.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Okay.
say, was it too late
Well,
to put Switch 2 stuff in there?
There is a Switch 2.
Good.
Yeah, there is a Switch 2. Don't worry about it. Yeah, last year the Baldur's Gate 3 found a lot of the jokes funny, but they were fortunately like 60 people, so
Yes.
it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
And they also won a lot, so they were in a good mood.
They were in a very good mood. Yeah, high spirits.
Balatro, have you finished it? Is it complete?
Can you finish
100%?
it? I
Yeah,
like get
you
all
can-
the cards.
You can
No.
get all the Jokers, you can get collector, everything.
Under the
Yeah.
advice of Glenn Moore, the
Yeah.
gamer and comedian.
Yes.
I finished one run and deleted it.
That's honestly
Because I
it's wise.
yeah I couldn't have that
I'm
sitting there the
shocked
whole
and
time.
astonished. I didn't realize it was possible to play one round of Balatro.
No, but
and
a
then
run, not one
uninstall.
round. As in finish a run.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
You
Not
were
just
just
one
like,
one
oh, I
turn.
lose,
One run
goodbye.
would be-
No. I had. It took me ages to win one run.
Okay, I'm with you now.
So yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all
Once
right.
I got one run finished,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah. I think I get it. This can go.
But I'm looking
now.
at like the scores people are getting, and I'm like, I didn't get anywhere near. How do you even do that?
Yeah, yeah.
They're like
Hacking.
in the billions, like times 10 to the 32 or something.
Yeah, you should. If you watch it online and everything's on fire and the numbers are just like ting 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 ting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
No,
that.
I got them on fire, but nowhere.
But not like
big.
that.
Not like that though. Not like that.
Are there any? So, are you the type of gamer who dips into a little bit of everything that's going on right now, or do you have one game that you keep coming back to? You know, like for me, it's Overwatch. I just can't quit you.
No, I'm not really a multiplayer guy. I love the story, so I'll play a game, get the story out of it, really cherish it, and then I'll play the next thing. But I got a PlayStation account not membership thing just to play Helldivers, because I'm not a multiplayer guy, but I got to try Helldivers too, and it was really fun.
That's very good.
Although I did play my first mission, I didn't know how to join a team, so I just went into a planet completely alone. And,
Just hanging out.
And I did well. I got to the launch pad to go home, and I just got squished.
no.
I couldn't get out.
Oh,
I couldn't
no.
get out, so I just failed the whole planet.
Oh no.
But I found friends now.
See, there you go.
Yeah. It's
For
a
my
really
money,
good-
Helldivers 2 is a very funny game. Like,
Yes,
as
yeah.
a comedian and a gamer, do you found it? Did you
Well,
find
the
it
setting
funny?
is funny. The language
Yeah.
they use is funny. It's very
Yes.
Fallout-esque in, describing really violent things in a cartoonish way.
Yes.
I think that's always funny. But like, thank goodness you're here. It was the funniest game I've
Absolutely.
ever played. Maybe it's like playing through a cartoon sitcom, and
It's like a
and-
Vic and Bob.
Exactly.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. It's hilarious. I was just sitting down playing that, just laughing my head off.
Well, I know the makers of that game will love to hear that from you.
I met them last night.
Oh, you met them
Yeah.
already?
Yeah.
In that case, they've already
I've
heard
gushed.
it from you.
I've gushed in
Excellent.
person.
Gushing has
Good.
happened. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Have an amazing ceremony
You
this
too.
evening, and
I'll
we'll
see you guys in
in
there.
there.
Yeah, totally. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
Thanks, Will. Okay, straight from one to the next. We are honoured to be joined by the illustrious Jules Hardy. Get over here, Jules.
Hello.
Welcome.
How are you doing? How are you guys doing? More
We're
importantly.
doing all right, thank you.
More importantly, we're doing fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking amazing as always.
As are you.
Which games do you want to shout out this evening? Who are you rooting for?
Okay, all right. There's been loads and loads of really, really good games. I have a real soft spot for. Thank goodness you're here.
Getting a lot of mentions tonight.
I mean, we've played a lot of games collectively, right? And I don't think I've ever been into that world and that type of story ever before. I was like, this is so refreshing and so silly and so like Monty Python and Richard Scarry had a weird baby. Yeah, like fully into it. Love that. There's been and obviously Balatro. I mean, it needs to be studied for science because how does it do it? I don't understand. I like sat down once and then suddenly it was like midnight and I was like, where did my life go? I mean, I say that often anyway, but like, for
Mixed
this
flights
reason-
go by like
Yes.
that. I have no fear of a long haul flight anymore.
No.
Because I know that local thunker's got me.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
my problem was that I was like, okay, I'm going to play it on mobile, and I'm only ever going to play it when I'm on the tube, when I'm traveling.
you're not gonna do that.
And then you start playing it on the sofa.
No.
And that's the beginning
Oh,
of the end.
I was about to
Yeah.
ask how many tube stops have you missed? Just because you're just doing one more. Just
yeah,
one
a few
more.
of those, but yeah, the real danger zone is when you're playing it at home, and then it's got you. Then it's got you.
I saw
good.
it was on console the other day, and I was like, nope, don't do it.
But does it have achievements? Because then maybe.
Yes,
I
of course
could
it
be
does. Oh my
tempted.
god. But yeah, there's so many great games, and honestly, every year BAFTA just gets kind of bigger and bigger. I mean, we've seen it. We've been
Yeah.
around for quite some time now, and yeah, it just gets bigger and better. And it's just, I don't know. For me, it's like Christmas for games, so I like it. Yeah.
It's a glorious evening.
It is a glorious evening. Who are you rooting for? Has anyone asked you that yet?
Well,
We asked each other, and we
Ah.
both did say kind of, thank goodness you're here in Balatro. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Are
hey.
we predictable? Do we need to pick something else?
honestly, still wakes the deep. As
Still
well,
wakes the
though.
deep.
Yes, as well.
We were saying as much as we enjoy the horror, also I really enjoy a photorealistic like oil rig.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of like the
You need to
immersive
get Laura.
experience.
Laura was
Yeah.
here. We did the masterclass with Laura, who was like the one of the animators, and like fully went so deep into like learning everything, and was basically like, I'm now like an oil rig nerd.
I like the power of games to like transport you to somewhere where like I'm never going to be on an oil rig.
I mean, I hope
But I
not.
feel,
I feel
hey,
like
put it in VR, maybe you could feel like you're really in an oil rig.
Yeah,
being
still wait for
chased
the
by some
VR
terrible
edition. Let's
terrible
make it
creature.
happen.
like John Carpenter's like hot fever dream is stalking you through the corridors. Like, why not? But yeah, they went so in. I think her job was super cool though, because she's talking about all the different things she had to like fixate on to like learn about like Scottish football teams from like the 70s.
Oh god, because you got to get those references just right.
But it sounds like an ADHD dream. Like, I'm going to hyper-fixate on this one subject for like 2 weeks and know everything about it and then never talk about it again. That sounds like the dream, honestly.
Maybe your next gig, some kind of like
I should,
research,
yeah.
video game development sort of gig.
I can definitely go down a rabbit hole of Googling unnecessarily.
Switch 2, have you got yours pre-ordered?
No, not yet. I was going to
You
go to
gonna?
the event next week and see what's
And-
what.
and then
see if
decide.
you can just take one home.
Well, just like I'm quite happy with my Switch. I'm like, okay, having like 4K enabled is that, like that's fine, but that's not why I want a Switch. It's for the delightful adventures that one goes on. But I don't know.
Okay, but maybe we'll see you in Mario Kart World. At some
Maybe.
point. Yeah.
Maybe.
On the distant horizon, driving far,
No,
far
I'll just
away.
be sitting on the side, like having a drink, being like,
All right, I'll see you in a bit. Enjoy
eating some
races.
barbecue.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, well, have
well.
a fantastic evening.
Well,
Get
I don't know
yourself
why you're
inside
saying it like
there.
I'm not going to see you in 20 minutes and sit
No,
on the same
no,
table.
but
But
we
okay, yeah.
This is goodbye.
Okay, bye. It's awkward that you do it like this on a live stream, Jane. Okay. All right, well, look, have fun, guys.
Yeah,
Remember
thanks.
to hydrate.
Yeah.
Keep hydrated, and I'll see you a bit later.
All right, see you later. Thanks, Jules.
All right, next up we have Ali Plum and Stefan Powell.
Whoa.
The dream team. Possibly the two
BBC power couple. Welcome.
most sharply dressed.
Nice to see you.
Unbelievable.
Check this out.
Standing us up on our own red carpet.
The
Jane.
aura is unmatched.
Incredible.
Well, I won't deny it. I've not done Velvet before. This
It
is a
looks
first for me in the
great.
Velvet.
Well,
and
you
I'm-
look terrible.
I'm kind of enjoying it, I have to
Blue
say.
really suits you.
Is it, would you say blue
I would
or
say like
rosy
a blue,
green?
like a metallic bluish
Yeah,
grey.
okay, cool. I'll take that. Thank you.
That's great.
So how's your evening panning out? What's the plan for you this evening?
I'm
You just
looking after
enjoying
him.
yourself?
He's doing all the hard
Yeah,
work.
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
giving
yeah.
an
Chaperone.
away. Look, an award needs to be given away,
Okay.
Right.
and I'm the only person man enough to do it. Stefan is my assistant.
Yes, I'm
Handler.
assistant.
Okay.
Assistant to the award giver out there. That's
I
my
see.
job today. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See.
yeah.
And which award are you presenting?
Multiplayer
tonight?
with Adam Pearson. It's going to be
Oh.
great. I can't say exactly.
Are you allowed to have an opinion? Because I think you're compromised editorially.
I cannot say who I'd like to win,
Yeah.
but I can
Right.
tell you who I think is going to win.
Okay. Can you?
I suspect it might be a small independent game called Helldivers 2.
Oh.
Can I say that?
Yeah,
I mean,
a
I don't know. You
prediction.
tell us.
That's my
Yeah.
prediction.
You haven't seen the envelope. He hasn't
I
got
have
the
not
envelope.
seen the
So
envelope.
this is not
I've
privileged
not.
information. This is just a
I'm
guess.
just having a quick, casual guess.
Yeah.
Ali's played a lot of Helldivers too. We
Yeah.
played it soon after my little girl was born, and Ali was carrying me hard,
Well,
weren't
because
you?
were you kind of like whispering
Well, I
in?
had,
to
had
the
the
mic?
baby. Yeah, I had the baby sort of asleep.
For liberty!
Yeah, and there were points where I just have to go on mute because she's going to start crying. So
Oh.
Nobody wants that down the down the headset.
I
Do
don't
you know
it
what I
could
mean?
be- I mean, if you're playing in competitive multiplayer, that could
Nice.
be, like trying to get at the
Very
other team.
good.
So I don't know, but maybe not in co-op.
Yeah, but you are fantastic at Helldivers too.
Oh, come
You're
on.
very good.
Oh, that's
He's
sweet.
very good. He's
I'm
very
not used to
good.
people being nice. This is very
like
strange.
it.
It's really good. So if it does win, it deserves it. Although I'd love Space Marine 2 to win as well.
Oh, that's also fair.
Because it's a banger. Although I think the single player is better than the multiplayer.
I can
But
see
it's
that.
good. It's
I can
good.
see
And it's British IP. So
So
that's
many
like BAFTA,
opinions.
British
Yeah,
IP.
yeah.
It'd be great.
There's definitely a through line there from Helldivers to Space Marine 2, a sort of zealotry
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
extreme
Yeah.
violence in space.
Spot the nerdy teenager when he was
That's
14.
it.
What was
That's
I
it.
reading? I wonder. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was at my undercoat page. Yeah,
You've got
ready
to
to
get the dry
rock.
brushing on there.
Absolutely.
You've got to dry
That's
brush.
next level, Jane.
I
That
dry
is
brush.
very
I know about
good.
dry brushing. I have never done dry brushing, to full disclosure, but I'm an amateur. I'm a dilettante, dabbler. Okay.
She's got a Finsta with amazing pages. I just know it.
So, are you rooting for anything in addition to Space Marine, Helldivers 2?
Well, I think Astrobot
I knew you'd say it.
deserves all of the
Deserves some.
love. Because I think it was just fantastic, and what it reminded me of when you played when you were a kid, and that wonder and that excitement. You don't feel that often, I don't think, playing games, especially big games of a sort of AAA variety these days, to show that you don't have to have very serious storylines or like big explosions and stuff like that to be a successful game. So I'd like to see Astrobot do well.
On that note, I'm just looking forward to finding out exactly how you're meant to pronounce Balatro.
I know.
Balatro, right?
Well, I
Balatro.
don't know. I was talking to the PlayStack team yesterday, and they interchanged.
Oh, okay.
So
There it is.
Ooh.
It's all good.
There's a guy dressed as what's his
The
name?
Joker. The
A
Joker
guy.
is here.
No, he's
Yeah.
called. Is it Jimmy? What's the name of the Joker in the
Jimbo.
game? Jimbo. And I
Yes.
think I need to get it out of him.
I think we need to get him on.
He's
the...
literally talking to BBC News right now.
Yeah, he is also
Crash it.
holding some bananas, which is fantastic.
Yep,
I
that's
think.
great.
Full
Fantastic
character, full
work.
commitment
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
from our Joker friend over there. We'll have him on later.
Also, I'd love to see. Thank goodness you're here to because the northern accents are just fantastic. The voice acting, that it's really difficult to do comedy in games, isn't it? That's so I've been told.
And generally.
I've failed many times.
Me
And
too.
so for that to be so, in the limelight like this, I think is amazing. So I'd love that to do well.
There's something so like rare and precious about a game that actually makes you laugh out loud.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's hard to do, like you
Yeah.
say. Okay.
And it's short. You can play it in 3-4 hours and finish it. It's
Beautiful.
amazing. More of that, please. Sorry,
I
I'm
did
on
it
my-
twice in a week.
Look at that. More of that.
Well, thank you both so much. We will see you in there. Don't drop the award tonight. All the
Oh,
best. with
okay.
that.
Noted. Got it.
Noted.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
drop the one. And read the winner before you announce the winner.
Very good.
Yes.
Moonlight.
Yeah.
La La Land.
Yeah.
Got
that
it.
one.
Yeah.
Exactly
All
that.
right, pro tips here on the red carpet. Have a great evening, guys, and we'll see you in there.
Thank you very much.
All
Thanks
so
right,
much.
Take care. We'll send you off this way.
Yeah.
With the mics. All right.
Okay.
The party doesn't stop here at the BAFTA Games Awards red carpet. We are joined on the carpet now by the one, the only, the legendary icon, actor Neil Newborn. Everybody,
Hello.
it's only bloody Astarian. Hey,
Hello.
Darlings, how are
Hi.
you? Funny to see you in this squalid part of London.
Good to see you. How are
Nice to
you?
see you again. Yeah, really well, thank you.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, very well. How's your year been since we?
My
caught you
year's been
last?
insane.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful.
A busy
I've,
man.
yeah, I'm very lucky and very privileged. I'm very aware of my privilege as well. So it's been a really amazing experience. We've also got to help a lot of other actors as well. So we're running non-profit courses. Well, they've been stopped for a while, but they're going to be starting back up again. We've got a bursary scheme we're going to try and do as well. And just be able to help champion actors generally. So yeah.
And you're a newfound member of the newly founded Pixel Pack.
Yeah, it was an idea I had last year, and I just was amazed that nobody really tried anything like that. Really, it's about sort of countering this whole nonsense about AI in performance, but also to talk about actors being actors, not just relegated to one thing or another, and also being the same kind of work that television and film actors are also doing. We're absolutely on the same par as they, and because we're all actors, that's the thing. Like all of us. There's no difference between any of us. It's just different techniques. So yeah.
It does feel like that is shifting. I think that
Yeah, I
perception
think
is
definitely
already
has.
moving.
I
Yeah.
also think that the player's appetite for narrative is equaling gameplay. I think for a long time back in the day, certainly when I started, it was like the gameplay is the thing, and this is the reason why we don't really worry about that. Some of the dialogue was a bit like, meh, and characters were a little two-dimensional at times.
Bit of an afterthought sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And that changed quite quickly, I think. And certainly the last since the pandemic, I would say, at least, if not before. I mean, Last of Us is a great example. That was 2012, wasn't it? Something like that.
13?
13,
Yeah,
something
it's
like
about
that.
that.
I mean, you have all these great narrative stories coming through. I think now people love it and also expect it in many ways. If you're having a story that has the ability to have that kind of narrative, then they want to see great performances. Yeah.
I mean, Astarian is a character that so many people
Yeah.
adore and
I'm very
have
lucky with
really
that.
grasped onto. I
Yeah.
mean, what have been some of the highlights? I mean, we've spoken about this before, but I'm sure many people come to you and share their stories. I
Yeah,
mean, it's a
a
great
lot.
privilege to have that. I mean, how's it impacted you?
I think it's, well, sadly, maybe incredibly aware of how many survivors there are out there, which is really, is deeply upsetting. But it's also great to see the community rally around, offer support, people make connections, they feel less alone. I mean, I said it in my speech last year at the Game Awards. This game did a huge amount, and that's really Larian, should take the credit for that, to really give something to people that they felt connected to and less alone. And I think having a character like Astarian, which has meant a lot to people, including myself, was a real gift and an amazing honour to be able to be given that. Yeah, it was wonderful. But meeting so many people and hearing their stories has definitely been the highlight for me. So that's
We've
it.
got 13 actors nominated in the performance
Yeah.
categories this year. Were there any performances over the last year or so that you really admired?
A lot of them actually, but I would say that, funny enough, a couple of games that aren't in this year, but hopefully in next year,
I see.
are very exciting. Some of the performances as well. I'm not going to tell you who's like my favourite this
Okay,
year.
fine. It's very
I do have some
tactful.
favourites. I do have
Tactful
some
of you,
favourites.
okay.
But I think it's respectful to say everybody.
Some great performances across the board.
Amazing
are
performances
happening.
across the board, yeah. But that's a great thing about BAFTA. We're really seeing some of the best performances year on year, and it seems to be getting better and better and better and better. And thank you, BAFTA, for really supporting all of us and championing us as well.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's a great place to leave it. Neil, thank you so much. It's lovely to see you.
Nice to
and
see you too.
all the best.
I definitely need
with
more coffee.
Because you're presenting tonight?
I am presenting, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I forgot to eat.
Oh.
Which is always a mistake at
It's
these
a
things.
I think there are nibbles, maybe.
It's a light dinner.
Yeah, and a 9 p.m. dinner, so good luck.
Cool, thank you very much. Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. Have a beautiful evening. We'll see you in there.
Bye.
All right. Neil Newbon, everybody.
Yes, we were very sad to miss him last year, so very glad we got to catch up with him on the red carpet this year. All right, Jane, we have been chatting to some incredible, incredible folks
Non-stop.
on the carpet. It's been
What a treat.
non-stop, and we have 2 more getting prepped to join us on the red carpet. So we have Isabella Inchbald, who's Indica, a game that I absolutely adored from last year, and Alex Wilton-Reagan. She's worked. You'll know her from Assassin's Creed. She's Joanna Dark in the upcoming Perfect Dark game.
And the Inquisitor, my Inquisitor at least.
And my Inquisitor too.
From Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yes.
All right.
So, hey, Isabella and Alex, if you are ready to come on up.
Welcome.
You look spectacular.
Incredible.
You look gorgeous, both of you.
Thank
you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you.
Congratulations on the nomination.
Thank you very much.
How did you come to be involved with Indica?
Well, I was on holiday in Montenegro when my agent contacted me and told me that I'd have to do the audition for my hotel room. So I did, and that was where it all started.
And how did they describe the character to you, like
Oh my
initially?
gosh,
I mean, how did they describe the game to you
Yeah,
at that
indeed.
point? Because trying to
they
explain
sent-
Indica
They sent
is...
me some of the material. They sent me one of the sort of taster adverts for it, which I actually showed to my sister, and she nearly fell off her sunbed because she's not good with anything scary. Indica's not even that scary, but so they said, I mean, it was a real treat actually to have that much information before auditioning for a role.
Hang on,
like
you had
that.
information before you auditioned for a
I know,
role?
shocking.
Sorry,
I
which
thought that's what I
I
know.
Which
I had-
studio are we talking about here?
I know, it was
it
a
was
real
shocking
treat.
experience.
But yeah, so I could get a real sense of the game from the tone of the graphics and everything. So it was, yeah.
And Alex, you're here not
Yes, my
only
love.
as an actor and performer,
Yes.
of course, but you're also a producer.
I am. I'm an executive producer on Tales of Kinzera's Out. 2 nominations. Thank you, BAFTA.
And how's it been?
It's been incredible. It's
As
been
being a producer for the
absolutely-
first time
Yeah,
as well.
it's been absolutely brilliant. First time, not the last time, because things are moving forward with other projects now, with me as an executive producer on
Lovely.
them, which is really wonderful. It was a complete no-brainer when Abu called me. Actually, also, I was on holiday. I was in Italy. And he said, would you consider being an executive producer on this? And I said, what does it involve? What do you want? What's going to happen? So, and he kind of talked me through his ideas and what was happening and the model for the studio. And I just feel really proud and, that we've managed to do it. And pleased for him that he's got 2 nominations in the bag because I think he deserves them.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, how has being an executive producer, obviously you get to shape and craft characters when you're acting, but executive producer, you kind of get to make some calls. Is that kind of, what are the big challenges associated with that?
With Abu, in all honesty, not much, because he has such a very
'Cause he's the
distinct...
best?
Because he's the best, and don't tell him that. Cut that. Don't let him see that bit about him being the best, okay? We'll never hear the end of it. No, it's because he is such a kind of creative visionary, I guess in a kind of Sam Lake or Sven style type of thing. He knows what he's doing from the offset. I obviously saw loads of early drafts of the animation and gameplay. I put in some ideas for music. There was a lot of talk about casting, that kind of thing, references. But really, it's very much his ship. He gets to steer it, and I'm there for emotional support and, emotional support, advice, a bit of guidance, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I mean, a question for both of you. Obviously, you pour so much of yourselves into characters when you are acting. What is it like to see those characters out in the world and for people to get to experience them? Do you watch Twitch streams? Do you watch Let's Plays? Or do you just kind of leave it out there and just hope that everyone enjoys it?
I mean, I love it. So,
More of that.
I like those characters are out there. I'm like, I worked hard on that. So, and sometimes
You better enjoy
it's,
it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in the making. So,
Yeah. So you're going to watch it, aren't you?
yeah, I deserve to watch that.
What about you? I've watched an entire gameplay of the whole of Indica, actually, on YouTube. I haven't played it myself, but I watched an entire gameplay to really just see it in its entirety, because of course when you go in to record all the lines, you don't get to see it all and fully understand it. And it's wonderful, and my gosh, I mean the reaction. I mean, look where we are today. it's incredible. It's an incredible experience to be a part of.
May I say the performance was so subtle in Indica. Was that difficult to capture? Like the technology has come such a long way, and how did you find? Was that a decision for the character all along? This kind of very like subtle, nuanced performance.
Yeah.
Or did you try bigger?
We didn't try too much bigger, actually. I think for two reasons. One being that it is, it's originally a Russian game, and you know, Russian culture is different in that sense. It is more subtle and it is more pulled back than the English, if that's even imaginable.
Imagine.
And also the themes they deserve subtlety. You know, going all out with those very you know, heavy themes like good and bad and religion and, you know, sexual assault and things like that. Like, you have to do those subtly and carefully. And then, you know, I think they're done right when they're done like that, rather than in your face.
Was it a heavy time? It feels like a heavy role. Was it a heavy time performing that role?
Sorry, this is your job, but
Yeah,
I want to know
okay,
how you were directed.
Yeah, tell us.
Well,
it's subtle and it's important. Sorry,
Indeed.
Your job.
No.
I would like to hear about how you were directed.
well, I was directed by Dimitri and Justin Villiers. So Dimitri
Justin.
Tetlow and Justin Villiers.
Yeah, he directed me on Cyberpunk. I know Justin
Hey,
very well.
okay.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
And well, it's such a treat. It's always such a treat to have two directors there to kind of guide you, because they inevitably they both guide you in very different ways, which is very important to get, you know, the well-roundedness of the characters, especially when you don't get to meet the other actors a lot of the time. Yeah. You know, you really have to trust the directors to guide you in the same tone that everyone else is doing it in. So does that answer your question?
No, it does. Especially when you said Justin, I was like, I know exactly how that went. I know exactly what was happening. Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much. Best of luck for Tales of Kinsera
Thank you
and
very
for Indica
much.
tonight. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
by. We'll see you in there.
Yeah. See you in there, ladies.
Evening.
Thank you
See
so
you
much.
in
Lovely.
there.
Thanks, guys.
All right, have a good one. Whew. Okay. 5 minutes left
5 minutes
of this stream. It goes so fast, but it does mean that the ceremony is starting very, very soon.
I can't wait to see who walks away with all the awards. I mean, thank goodness you're here, but also Helldivers. I think I laughed more at games in 2024 than I have done in a very long time.
Yeah, I got flattened on the evac helipad more than once, and it was
amongst us?
It's the funniest thing I think to happen in gaming, other than something that happened in thank goodness you're here, obviously. But being crushed by like a friendly evac vehicle is what a treat.
What a treat. Well, next up we have Kit Byrne and Laurie DeMay from Botany Manor, which is nominated for Game Beyond Entertainment. If you'd like to come out.
So glad. Come on in. Hey, folks, come on in. Hey, welcome.
Thank you.
So glad to catch you here. There's not long left on the stream, but we are so delighted to talk about Botany Manor because we're
We
both
were talking about it in
big
the green
fans.
room.
Yeah. Congratulations on the nomination.
Thank you so much. Where did the idea come from? It's such a beautiful and thought-provoking, a lovely game.
It mostly came from my obsession with like visiting National Trust properties.
National Trust mentioned.
Yeah. And I thought, how nice would it be to just pretend to live in one of these places, and then the plant angle kind of came later. But yeah, that was the main goal, really, to really immerse someone in living in a stately home. So
Love a National Trust visit.
Yes.
Love a gift shop.
I miss them.
Love a wanderer. Oh yeah,
A
of
cafe.
course.
A cafe.
Lucy lives in America,
really good.
so none of that at the moment. Are you gardeners yourselves? Do you have green thumbs?
You are more than me.
Do you have plants? I, for one, do not. So.
I have a lot of houseplants. I've killed a lot of houseplants. I shouldn't say that, but
It's fine.
You've got your special cactus thing.
yeah, I've got a night flowering cactus, and it inspired one of the plants in the game actually. So yeah, it's a special
What's
one.
your proudest achievement in the game? Is there something that you see and you're like, I'm really pleased we got that in there? Is there anything in particular that makes you happy in Botany Manor?
For me, I think just seeing people's reactions to the ending, like seeing people cry and stuff, like that was a really proud moment for me to see that.
Yeah.
Is it same for you? Or?
Yeah, similar. I was just really proud to represent like women scientists and anybody who's kind of struggling to pursue their passion and is getting overlooked or something like that. Like I never thought I'd ever get to work on a game about something like that, so it was really special.
Yeah, we got someone saying they decided to study botany because of the game.
Yeah.
So it was
Hey.
really special. Yeah.
That is
Can't do
incredibly
better than that.
special.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you watch like people play online? Do you watch streamers? Do you watch like reaction videos?
Yeah,
You do.
yeah, we did in the beginning, especially.
Excellent.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
We care about connecting with the players a lot, so
Yes.
it's really meaningful when they really enjoy the game.
Yeah. And people text us as well, or they send us emails being like, "Oh, it made me cry," or "It was really personal to me. Thank you." It's really heartfelt. Yeah.
And sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say. I mean, yeah, I just also didn't expect that kind of emotional gut punch, and you got me too. So
Sorry.
congratulations.
Oh, okay. So, was there anything that surprised you about the reaction to the game? I mean, obviously it's an emotional story, and people were crying. Anything that really took you by surprise? People encountering something in Botany Manor. Did they find something difficult where you're like, this is not meant to be difficult?
Oh, I see. Well, honestly, I mean, not to keep repeating it, but the fact that people were really emotional by it, that did surprise us.
Yeah.
Because I remember we said to each other, if one person understands the story, we'll be happy.
Yeah.
And it was just so many more people.
Yeah, and a lot of people who said this isn't the kind of game I would normally play. I normally play, I don't know, like Call of Duty or something. And they really enjoyed it. And to know that those kind of players really also enjoyed it, like we never expected that at all.
Yes.
It feels like there was something about the game that reached really far, that people were discovering it, like you say, who wouldn't normally play that kind of game. I wonder if it is the appeal of a beautiful house and a garden. Like, who doesn't love that? Even a Call of Duty player can understand the appeal of a beautiful house with a garden.
Yeah, definitely. And people were sort of encouraged to take breaks and stuff. And I think to someone who normally plays Call of Duty, that must be quite refreshing to be like, oh, a game that's not stressing me out. Like, great.
I will go and take a break. Thanks, Gabe.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for dropping by and chatting to us, and all the best tonight.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Best of luck to you and Botany Manor. All right, have a wonderful evening.
You too.
We'll see
Thank
you
you
in
so
there.
much.
All right,
Thank
ceremony
you.
soon. All right, take care.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Okay.
I think I know we've got a little bit of extra time, which is
Yes.
exciting because
Yes.
we're going to be chatting to
Oh,
one of my
bonus
favorite
time.
people in the industry.
Extra round.
From Tales of Kanzera Zhao.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
On the nomination.
Thank you,
Just
thank
a
you.
couple of BAFTA nominations.
I know, which is really lovely. it's really full circle, which is kind of surreal.
Because you were a
So, yeah.
breakthrough Brit, right?
Yeah. One of the breakthrough, which is really crazy. So it's really lovely to kind of be here now and be like, oh right, okay, I get to kind of celebrate, which is really nice.
Have
Yeah.
you prepared a couple of speeches?
No. Look at me. Like I'm
That's
not like
what
I'm
they all
like
say.
I'm telling you, like I am fully aware that I am here to essentially just enjoy the atmosphere. I mean, I'm against Balatro. Like, you know?
It's
You
a
know what I
tough
mean?
field, for sure.
It's
for
tough.
sure. But it is
So-
going to be amazing when you're called up there. If you're called up there without a speech,
Yeah, I know.
that I want
I'll
to
be
see.
like,
Ad-lib it.
cheers guys.
Hey.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks, everyone.
Food's great.
Yeah. Amazing.
Can we talk about this jacket?
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Where is this
So,
from? It is
this
beautiful.
Arcade. They
Yes.
are an incredible fashion brand.
Yes.
They're brilliant. They understand that gamers love to look good, and they do. I mean, like I've got the whole like, hold on, like the Queen,
Hey.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Queen America sort of
Mining
thing.
reveal.
So like, yeah, got everything, man, got everything. And then all this jewelry is by a good mate of mine, Duffy Jewelry, which is
Gorgeous.
really cool. So yeah, just been they've decked me out because I wasn't prepared. I didn't know if I was going to be released because I'm filming House of the Dragon at the moment.
Of course.
So I had no idea what to wear, what to bring, and they sorted me out, which is lovely.
I'm sorry, how do you find the time for all
you
of
don't?
this? And then, okay.
How much
I
do you
don't.
sleep?
No
I
sleep.
don't. No sleep. Nothing. Like, and so it's been kind of very, very surreal. But it's good.
Do you get to
It's-
play games anymore? Do you play?
No.
No.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no,
how
that's a lie.
could
No, I
you?
do find
Yeah.
time. I always find time. I think
Yeah.
I think it's one of those ones where it's important for me to just to enjoy it, to kind of like lose myself in it. So yeah, it's a big thing for me.
Yeah. I mean, what have you been playing that's maybe nominated tonight that you enjoyed over the last year?
Animal Well.
Yes.
Yes, I've really enjoyed Animal Well.
Yes.
Balatros on everyone's
Yeah.
game as well. So yeah, there's been quite a few actually, but then at the same time I'm also really excited for what's going to be coming out. I'm not going to lie, I'm excited for GTA 6. So
Everyone is.
so,
Everyone
so
is.
like super ready
We're
for
ready,
that. Which is really good.
Rockstar.
So yeah,
Just
I
give
know
us
we
a
are so
crumb of
ready.
information, please.
But yeah, no, there's quite a few which has been great. So yeah, what about you guys? What have you guys been playing? Let me ask you a question.
Blueprints.
No!
Yeah, mate.
You see, I really wanted to play that game.
It's so good. It's
Really?
Out on the 10th. You'll enjoy it.
Oh,
It's really
man. Have you played Blueprints yet?
I have not. Do you know what? We were talking about it backstage, and I was like, that came out of nowhere. Reading the reviews, oh my God, what am I doing here? I could be
going
playing
to win me
Blueprints.
Fantasy Critic.
Check it out.
It's very good. Have a notebook ready.
I really want to play it. It looks great.
Right. Just a note on Tales of Canzera
Yes.
We were talking to the makers of Botany Manor about how their game was obviously an emotional, personal story that connected with their audience. I mean, that must have been the case with your game, based on a very personal story. Have people been reaching out and talking to you about it?
Yeah, it's been really beautiful to see, actually.
Yeah.
Like, it's been the main reason as to why I wanted to do it, was to connect with other people who've gone through a similar experience of grief and take that and, like, really connect with that. So, yeah, it's been really, really lovely to see as a whole, completely.
Well, Abu, best of luck for tonight. We
Thank
will
you.
see you in there.
Thank
And
you.
thank you, everyone at home who has been watching the red carpet coverage. We really
See you later.
appreciate you. Jane, any last words? Any last predictions?
Good luck, nominees, everybody. What a great crowd. No favoritism. We're not allowed.
Apart from me, I'm a favourite.
Except for
Except for Tales of Canzera.
Tales of Canzera's out, obviously. So.
Thank you so much again. Enjoy the BAFTA Games Awards.